Hey man, today I'll be reacting to another story mode Expleened, and this one is the original Resident Evil 3 Expleened. So yeah, I've played a little bit, like very little bit of the PlayStation version of the Resident Evil 3. I have beaten the remake, and that is on my channel. I wanted to do it wasn't a speed run, it was like a more like a quick run through the hardest difficulty, since I had like a weapon that gave like infinite ammo, so breezing through that would have been fine. Which was the plan, right? And I think I still have that recording somewhere, but I've gotten up to the final boss, and after hours and hours and hours of trying, I just gave up because I could not beat that boss on the hardest difficulty. Because if you mess up just a little bit, then there's a very high chance that the boss will put you in a stun lock and you will just die. Because once he hits you, you get stunned, hits you again, stunned, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. Other than that, I had fun playing it. It was a nice game. And then, I guess because I played it recommended on YouTube so let's just say suggestive mods. But yeah, let's see, because other than that, like I said, I only played the very beginning of the original version. I have no idea what they changed, so let's see what they say about it.
Resident Evil 3
Nemesis.
I'm back. I was busy buying up half of Hawaii.
You're helping me move out of Melinda's house.
Moving a sofa.
Thanks for your
Wow.
help.
No problem. You play as Jill Valentine,
Yep.
one day before the events of Resident Evil 2. Remember this one?
Oh,
You'll know
okay.
this one because you've seen the video. Raccoon City has fallen
I also reacted to it.
into the zombie outbreak, and Jill is trying to escape. As Jill is making her way through the city, and while she's being chased by some zombies,
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's in the original one, but in the remake, I made so many comments about like the logic, as I do with these Resident Evil games. And yeah, coincidentally, at the time of this recording, Resident Evil 9 trailer dropped. It looked cool, going back to Raccoon City. No idea what's gonna happen, but that's cool. So yeah, anyways, the remake for this, I feel like there was a moment in time where I think she was being chased by Nemesis, and then panicked. I guess panicked, and then went into a car and drove it off a building, and somehow survived. So yeah.
she bursts into a bar.
One, please. Put it on my tab.
No ID, no entry. Inside stars member Brad Vickers, who's fending off a zombie.
Why isn't someone doing something about this?
Brad warns Jill that something is hunting the STARS members,
He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
so the pair head
Nemesis.
for the Raccoon City Police Department. Now, as they're about to enter the station, a huge lumbering tyrant appears.
My name is Nemesis.
A Nemesis grabs Brad and, he kills him. He pierces him
Yeah.
with a tentacle. Long and hard. Jill barely managed.
Because like wasn't he in 2 as well? I mean the zombified version, obviously, but I remember, I don't know if it was like an Easter egg or something like that, but you get to encounter a zombie that looked like him. I forget how, but I do remember that like that was a thing.
To fend it off and then rushes into the station.
Jill scavenges around the station and finds a dying officer named Marvin, as well as a lock
Oh, that was the officer from the number 2. I mean, obviously this is in the police department, so
pick on her own desk.
On a radio, she hears a transmission from a man named Carlos, asking for backup.
He's a soldier from Umbrella's private army.
And then suddenly Nemesis bursts in with a rocket launcher and he hunts down Jill. Jill escapes the station and finds Carlos.
Calm down, lady.
So, like I said, I played the remake. I don't remember going into the Raccoon police department at all, but my memory is also terrible. So, like I remember a subway, like a train. I remember like there was a city-like area, and then what else? But yeah, I don't remember being in the police department at all.
I'm no zombie.
But then, Nemesis
I
appeared.
can't believe Bill Gates interrupted me. Me, Mark Zuckerberg.
I have more money than you. Or I did. Nemesis appears and the pair flee. Finding some peace, Jill informs Carlos that she doesn't trust him. Since this is all Umbrella's fault, I'm onto you.
Can you stop trying to inject me? I'm not taking it. Not even in pill form.
This one's blue. You like blue, don't you, kid?
But Carlos just shrugs, and he explains that he's simply a mercenary following orders, and he doesn't care about Umbrella. I don't care about this Umbrella. I hate it.
Do you really think the master would tell his dogs why they have to retrieve the stick he just threw?
He tells her that in case the mission fails, a helicopter will pick them up near the clock tower once it is rung by the mercenaries. The pair head into a tram, and when they're on the tram, they're introduced to Sergeant Nikolai. He's going to have to be Russian, and you're going to have to do that one, and an injured Lieutenant Mikhail, who's going to have to be Ukrainian, and we're going to have that distinction. In order to get the tram working, they need to find some materials.
I find the materials.
I find a nut, I find a bolt,
He's not both.
and while searching, Nikolai is caught in an explosion.
Oh no.
And he is lost. That's very sad. Carlos, meanwhile, finds a friend during his search, and that friend is turning into a zombie. Uh-oh.
Carlos makes a
not good.
painful decision and puts him down.
Oh, the music.
During her search, Jill again stumbles into Nemesis and
The music they use is like, oh, for Carlos is like, oh, so melodramatic, but then it's happy-go-lucky with Jill, and while going against Nemesis, mind you.
fends it off before falling into the sewers. She's chased by a mutant centipede out of the tunnels and meets back up with the others on the tram. They start the tram, and along the way, Nemesis attacks again.
Okay.
Lieutenant Mikhail sacrifices himself with the grenade and blows Nemesis off the tram. Quick, give me your best Ukrainian accent.
До побачення.
It's pretty good. However, the explosion throws them off course, and they careen
Nemesis
into the
survived
clock
it too.
tower.
Jill scales the tower, chased by Nemesis, and then she rings the bell, dong. As the rescue helicopter appears, Nemesis fires a rocket and destroys it. Oh no!
Oh no.
No.
Well then. Oh.
And Jill and Nemesis fight. Then Nemesis stabs Jill with a tentacle, infecting her with the T virus.
Hold on, we got a cure for that one. Just stab this into your legs.
Offering virus cures.
I need to get rid of these ones.
I don't want it. Nemesis stumbles and collapses in a fire as Carlos takes Jill to a nearby chapel. Why? For like last rites or something.
Yeah.
I've been infected by the virus.
Don't give up, Jill. I'll take care of you.
2
Right.
days later.
Jill awakens and Carlos goes out to search for a cure.
So was he just sitting around for 2 days waiting for her to wake up?
Yep.
Simp. At a nearby hospital, Carlos searches for a cure, running into more monsters. He
Oh
also
yeah, wasn't there like a in the remake there was I remember this area, and then they had like a standoff section. It was like a timed standoff section where you had to like wait until something opens the door and you had to like fend off a horde of zombies or something like that. But I wonder if they ever explained it, or maybe just chalk it up to game logic, where because like obviously Jill gets infected, right, and they have to find a cure, but then do the zombies that bite you, do they not transmit the virus as well when you get bitten? Because I think like when you get bitten, obviously your health goes down. To restore the health, you just take the herbs. So maybe they don't transmit the virus.
also finds another mercenary who claims the presumed dead Nikolai shot him. As the mercenary raises his gun to Carlos, an explosive booby trap goes off and kills him.
I didn't yet do it.
Luckily, it turns out this hospital was an Umbrella testing facility, researching an
Oh, what a
experimental
coincidence.
vaccine. I know all about that.
I'm looking at you.
Carlos synthesizes a vaccine, and on his way out, notices the building is rigged.
Hey, that one's red. That vaccine's
I'm
red.
looking at you.
Carlos synthesizes a vaccine, and on
The one that the Bill's trying to give Mark is blue.
his way out, notices the building is rigged to blow. He escapes just as the hospital
Ooh.
explodes.
Oh my god.
Okay. What a scene.
Anyway, then
That noise surely won't alert things.
He's making his way back to Jill, and he's jumped by a mutated nemesis, and then he has to fend him off.
Go away.
And then at the chapel, Carlos administers the vaccine, and Jill immediately feels better.
That's how it works. You want to take some?
No, stop it. She says thank you, Carlos, and Carlos says you are welcome. And then Carlos turns to Jill, and he says, hey, did you know that Nikolai's still alive, and now he is a threat?
I don't know how, but I do know that he is our enemy.
Then he says, I need to take care of something. Goodbye, Jill. I need to leave.
Okay.
She immediately runs into Nemesis and escaping him, cuts through the path. Jill finds a dead man with notes detailing a group known as the Supervisors. The Supervisors' job is to observe and collect data on Umbrella's mercenaries and their combat proficiency against the T-virus zombies. Jill finds a hut in the cemetery, which the Supervisors...
This is all just an elaborate test. That doesn't matter if the whole city is affected, it's just an elaborate test.
...were using as a base of operations.
Inside the base are reports detailing the outbreak in the city and how effective the T-virus has been on the population.
Very.
We're renaming it the T-virus for terrific. Another report details how Nemesis's role is to hunt down STARS members to test combat abilities. Finally, Jill finds a note detailing how the project has to be abandoned as the government is about to destroy the entire city tomorrow.
I knew it was the...
I can't believe they're going to destroy the city. I feel so much empathy. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a really good person. I tend to feel really bad for people in like films and stuff. Jill goes to sneak out of the hut, but she's caught by Nikolai, who, remember, he's a threat. And he explains that
my employer's paying me many monies to observe combat efficiency.
I can't understand you over that accent. He explains he's going to observe the combat effectiveness of the outbreak, right? Then all of a sudden the ground erupts as a giant centipede erupts from the ground.
Oh, from the sewer, right? What is that?
Jill fights off and manages to electrocute.
What is that?
She catches up with Carl.
I feel like I would have remembered that. I mean, I remember... Oh... Was that in... Because I don't remember if it was in the remake of 3, but there was like a garden area with some ivy. I don't think that was a centipede. I really... Oh, my memory's terrible. I really don't remember much of 3.
Who informs her that the military is going to launch a missile and destroy the city at daybreak, which we already knew.
And hey, watch out for that traitor Nikolai.
He also learned about a helicopter nearby that can be used to escape.
On the way to the chopper, Nikolai fires on Jill and escapes.
Ooh.
Jill chases, but she doesn't get far before the rampaging Nemesis appears before her again. I'll get you.
Oh, hello.
Jill beats it back, and Nemesis is dropped into a pool of acid.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Jill reaches the control room as Nikolai, in the escape chopper, fires into the room. She tries to reason.
Sorry, Elsa.
She tries to reason with Nikolai, and he informs her that he killed the other supervisors so that he
I think I remember this scene in the remake.
is the only one with the sweet, valuable data.
Because like the problem with me is that like I might be thinking of one scene, but it could very well be from any of the remakes or possibly 8. Like some of the scenes are just, it just feels like it could fit in any one of them.
He also states there is a bounty on her head, and he intends to collect it.
There is a reward to be claimed upon the confirmation of your death.
Nikolai leaves Jill and Carlos flying off in his chopper. Carlos runs downstairs and Jill follows. Jill heads across a hangar, which houses an experimental railgun.
That's quite big.
As the remains of Nemesis jump out and start mutating into a giant mess of gore and ooze and goo.
Okay.
Then they use the railgun to finally dispose of Nemesis, and all that's left is a smoldering corpse. Haha, I win. And then she fires her magnum again and again into Nemesis until it finally stops moving.
One-handed too. Like if this actually was a magnum, I feel like, I mean, I don't know how realistic the kickback is from a magnum, but I feel like that is a weapon that should be held with both hands, even like just in general, not just because I mean like if Jill, right? But I just feel like in general you should hold that with 2 hands. I mean, like I said, I don't know the realism of the knockback.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
Then Carlos waves down another helicopter as Jill reaches him, and together they jump in. I love you, Carlos. I love you, Jill. And then the helicopter is being piloted by Jill's colleague from the original game, Barry Burton. I thought you'd be a Jill sandwich. The trio watch as the sun rises and missiles fire overhead and destroy Raccoon City. Jill states that this time, Umbrella's gone too far, and I'm gonna take him down.
Yeah, because they're never really gone.
Take them down. Wait, that's just like the ending of Resident Evil 2.
You want more vaccine?
Yeah, right, give me one.
One like herder, why isn't IH in this one? I thought IH would be in this one. I only watch for IH. Isn't he? Why isn't these aren't good as IH trying to just take in? Why isn't video make more on the main channel? Quality has dropped so much since they started. I can't read that. This is a good video. This was the Mist video. How come that one is privated now? There's a Mist. They didn't do a video on the Mist. Like the puzzle game Mist. IH isn't in this vid. I only watch for IH watch for 2 minutes before I realize. Right.
I can't read.
Oh, Resident Evil 4. I re-reacted this one. I think this was the first Resident Evil Expleened one I reacted to, but yeah, that was Resident Evil 3. Like I said, I'm surprised. I don't remember much. About it. So, like, there's some aspects of it I remember, but those aspects, besides Nemesis itself, wasn't in this Explained. So, aside from the subway. So, yeah, I don't know why I don't remember much. Even though I think it's like the most I've played since I tried to like kill that final boss over and over, or attempted to over and over on the highest difficulty. So yeah, I mean, I had fun playing. I just don't remember much. I don't know what I remember more about the remake of 2 than 3, and then I remember parts of the remake of 4. I remember 8. Yeah, for some reason I don't remember 3 that much, but like I said, the gameplay videos on my gaming channel, so feel free to check that out. It's been a while, but yeah, it's there. It's still there. So yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.